Yo, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening, family? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Yes. Y'all come on in the room. I know it's Friday. And everybody's getting ready to go out and do whatever you're going to do. But let me tell you something. If it ain't making money, you don't need to do it. That's just where it is. If it's not going to enhance your life and it's not going to better your condition and situation, what are you doing it for? This is what we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about today, sometimes, no, it's more often than sometimes. It's more often than not. More often than not. I'm trying to get rid of this halo that's around me. I'm trying to get rid of this halo that's around me so you guys can see what the lit read. Man, this is just getting better. I gotta get better. I gotta get my green screen back up to where I'm be sitting in front of that, and it'll completely remove this halo. All right, but today, what we're talking about today is sometimes you can't, and oftentimes, more times than not, you cannot be afraid to move forward alone. And the reasoning behind that is this stemmed off of a post that I put up, and a lot of people have been commenting and chiming in on various platforms. Michelle Obama. And actually, I'm going to play that post for you guys right now, so you can see exactly what she was talking about. And then we're going to just do a deep dive, and I'm going to break down to you in some cases. Well, I keep saying some, but it's more often than not, because a lot of times we just don't hear about them, to where people have lost a lot out of being guilted into certain things or certain situations. So I'm going to share this page with you guys. So even if you are catching it on the replay, you can definitely catch it there. But I'm going to play this for you live right now. This is Michelle Obama, our former First Lady under the President Barack Obama.
To get to the top.
I want to rewind this real quick.
It slows you down, but there's, survivor's remorse that comes.
Let's go back.
People had no faith.
You can't carry people when you're trying to get to the top. It slows you down, but there's, survivor's remorse that comes with it. You can't carry people when you're trying to get to the top. It slows you down, but there's, survivor's remorse.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to stop sharing this, and we're going to be able to break this down and talk about this a little bit, because it's being in a lot of situations. One, this is one thing that we have to remember and understand. When the God gives you an idea or a dream, or he drops that into your spirit, I'm really not feeling this halo right now. I'm really not feeling that halo. But when the God gives you a dream, a vision, or drops the plan into your spirit, most cases, nobody will understand it except you. And sometimes it's even hard to explain it, because the vision or the dream or the ambition or the goal was not given to anybody else. It was given to you. So one of the conversations that you always have to have, or that you must have, and I tell all of my clients that have taken my course, one, you got to sit down with your family, your loved ones, and let them know what you are about to do. Now, a lot of cases, again, these are cases that's mostly not reported because what happens is their loved ones or people that they know or friends, family, whatever the case may be, will guilt them into, because they don't know how hard this journey is to embark on being an entrepreneur. They don't know, especially when people have been workers all their life. They've been trained workers all their life. Their family have been trained workers all their life. And I've said in another podcast, you can't save your way. And I said at that time, you can't save your way to $1 million. But just think about it. You cannot save your way to just say retirement money. Majority of the time when people get old to where they can't work anymore, they think that they can just live off of Social Security, and that's going to take care and maintain their livelihood when they're old. I wish I could have my mother on here, because all of those years of working, busting knuckles, doing jobs, crappy, I'm talking about jobs that in some situations just demeaning, not demeaning, but it was lower than what you are qualified for. But in the employee's mind, you got to go through this. And that's the one thing that we have never been taught. Was we're taught and raised in a country where we can be any and everything that we want to be. But 99.9% of the people fall back into the workers category. Now, when you go all the way back to the time that this country was being economized, or the country was starting to become this superpower. You become a superpower when you have wealth. When you have money, you become a superpower. As a country, you have to have some gross revenue coming into the country in order for you to become a superpower. Now, relate that to yourself. You are your own country. Our bodies are created and made up of the same exact thing that's on this planet that we live on. Our bodies is made from the earth. So if you look at it in that term, you are your own country. So if you don't have any revenue coming in, how can you become a superpower? And the way that you become a superpower to your own self, you have to have money. I don't care what nobody says. Money can't make you happy. I tell you what, I'm a whole lot more happy driving around in a car than walking. I'm a lot more happier driving around in my own car than having to keep than to ride a bus. I'm a lot more happier when I have a roof over my head and I don't have to sleep outdoors or sleep in the car or sleep in a tent or sleep anywhere other than my own. You are too. You are the exact same way. Now, where you taking us to, Robert? Let me tell you what I'm taking you to. In that clip we just watched, when God drops the vision or the idea or the plan into your spirit, he gave it to you for one or two reasons. One, he felt that it was your time to achieve everything that you had been praying for. That's why he gave it to you. Or it was at that time that your mind was ready to receive it. A lot of times the blessings are already there. We just aren't prepared to receive them. That's why we never get in tune, or we never become in frequency with the blessing. See, I learned a long time ago, in the studies of the Nation of Islam, it says prepare yourself for positions that's waiting on you. God has already put the blessing out there. Listen, if he knows all, he sees all, our lives were pre-written before we were even a thought in our parents' mind. Our complete lives were already written. So the choices that we make really aren't yours per se, because God already knew what you was going to do before you do it, before you did it. But you had to prepare yourself to receive it. This is why a lot of times in our everyday lives, we see people they get some blessings. And then they lose it 2-3 months later. I call it income tax mind state. Right at this time right now, people are getting a lot of money, or they're getting a good little piece of money. I'm seeing everybody coming in and out the room. I hope the reception is good. Please drop a 1 in the comment if the reception is good. But a lot of times, there are going to be a lot of people. They're going to be buying cars. They're going to be getting houses, Gucci bags, Louis bags. And then before April even get here, before the last day of filing, it's going to be a lot of repossessions. There's going to be a lot of people selling stuff that they bought during the income tax mind state. They're going to be buying a whole lot of things that they shouldn't have even bought. Instead of taking that money, and I'm leading up to the topic today, instead of taking that money and investing it, or investing it back into themselves, they'll blow their money. This is why the scriptures are correct when it says a fool and their money will soon part. Now, that doesn't necessarily say, now there are going to be a percentage of people that buy some foolish things. But a fool can also be a person that don't have a direction or a plan. They don't. So their money will leave them just as fast as the person who is blowing it. Now, where does that come into the topic of the day? Sometimes you have to go at this life alone, and it is a lonely road. When you look at all of the wealthy people of this world, a lot of them are working on marriage number 3, marriage number 4. Some of them just aren't even thinking about getting married. Some of them already just dropped being married, period. Because I'm going to give you guys, it's not an excuse, but I'm going to give you an understanding why. Nobody will understand you as a future entrepreneur. Nobody's going to get it. Nobody cares about your feelings, but they want you to care about their feelings. Time is an entrepreneur's worst enemy. There will never be another February 12th. No, February, what's today's date? Ooh, I'm trying to speed up time. Don't let me speed up time. There will never be another February 9th, 2024, 6:09 p.m. ever again. So the time that you wasted today, you can't get that back. So when you have to stop and cater to somebody else's emotional state or feeling state, that throws your plan, your dream, what God gave you, off track. This is what Michelle Obama was talking about. It becomes dead weight. And when it becomes dead weight, you because what a lot of people do, they try to balance those two things out. Y'all beg your pardon on that. A lot of people try to balance those two things out, and they try to cater to the loved one, because you was riding with them. They was riding with you before you got the vision, before you got this plan that God gave you. So you try to hold to the loyalty and the catering of that. And the more you have to stop the train that you're on, the more you have to stop that train to get that momentum back up again, it's twice as hard. It's twice as hard. That's motion, ladies and gentlemen. When you're moving, you can get from A to B if you're moving, but then you got to stop. Let's just say you're out walking. All right, you out walking the track, you're doing your thing, you got it in your mind, ooh, I'm finna lose some weight, I'm finna get in shape, I need to start thinking about my health and my heart and blah, 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 blah. And then you stop because you see a dog. Now you watching the dog because you want to see which way that dog is going. And now what's happening? Your heart rate is slowing down. You're losing your adrenaline. You losing that because you was in a zone before then. Or you have to stop at a light and wait for the traffic to come through before you can cross the street. See, it's very few people that can take those stops and keep going. It's very few. Now, stretch that one moment out to a week, a few weeks, a month, a few months. After the science tells us 21 days, when you stop doing motion, when you stop your dream, when you stop working on your dream to stop and cater to something else that's taking you away from the dream, 21 days is over. It's a wrap. And this is what we don't hear about because we don't think 21 days is a long time. Less than a month. Less than a month. They go right back to work. Now, what happened? They had to stop and cater to somebody else. If that's not the most selfish thing in the world, because you've already told them what you're excited about. Hey man, I'm finna start a business. Hey, look, I don't know what's down the road. I don't know what's in front of me, but this thing just won't leave me alone. So I got to do this. Now, I'm going to share a true story with you because there was a time when I was in Alabama. I left Alabama and I knew, I said, okay, I had great momentum in Alabama. Had great momentum. The money was coming in, the clients was coming in, the podcast was taking off, the YouTube channel, which I just posted that. Now, when I said there's very few people that can hit a roadblock and then get the momentum going again, this lady, that's why I posted that on YouTube. Just in that short amount of period of time. Now, what made me catch up as fast was because I already knew what I had to do to get there. And what did I have to do? I had to really be selfish myself. I had to think about me and only me. Why is that? Is that unfair? Ooh. Well, it's unfair when the people that you share with don't believe. See, that's the hardest thing, especially when you're on this entrepreneur journey, because people don't believe because they don't believe in themselves. So how be it that I'm supposed to believe in you when I don't even believe that I can do it myself? Let that resonate with you for a little bit. Oh, you don't have no time for me. All you talk about is money. All you want to do is sit there and don't do. All you do is work, 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 work. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to be watching this podcast and listening to it as well. But I'm going to tell you, those of you who are on this entrepreneurial journey, you can verify and confirm what I am saying. You can't do both. You can't. Now, a rational, reasonable person, if you've had that conversation, a rational, reasonable person would sit. Now, some people may be excited for you. Don't get me wrong. Some people may be excited for you in the beginning. But when it starts getting tough, it never lasts. This is why Michelle said, you can't be afraid to do it alone sometimes, because on this entrepreneurial journey, the journey is what's painstakingly hard. The journey. People want to hurry up and rush and get to the end because one thing that I've learned about God and life, patience. This is why patience is one of the virtues in the book called Bible, in every religion across the planet Earth. Patience, faith, and belief are the three pillars that you cannot get away from in any religion. Any. Faith, belief, faith, and patience. In the Bible, it says everything happens within its own season. See, the preacher finna come up out of me now, but I'm not qualified to be no preacher. Everything comes within its own season. So you can't rush the springtime to come. Spring is going to come when spring comes. You can't rush the fall. It has to come. Now the Bible also describes and says, look, when it gets to that point that you can't tell season from season, that's it. It's over and done with at that point. It's over and done with. But people in the beginning, they believe. Then when it gets hard, they don't have no faith. This is why a lot of people that once were entrepreneurs have now gone back to work. It wasn't that the job or the business wasn't flourishing. It took a little bit too long. And now that pressure starts to come outside. And when you add that pressure in on top of the time frame, other people will cause your patience to get short. This is why Michelle said, sometimes you got to shed that weight because nobody's going to understand. But everybody wants the reward. Everybody wants the reward. Everybody wants the cars, the houses, the clothes, the money. Everybody wants all of that stuff. But they do not want to go through the growing pains. And it's a very select few that will stick through it. This is why a lot of the wealthy people in the world, they have been married 2, 3, 4 times. This is why a lot of them aren't married at all, period. Because when you want somebody to ride with you, well, you want them to go through those growing pains with you. Those are the ones that get to write their own ticket. Those wives. And those entrepreneurs give them whatever they want because they rode through the pain with Sometimes even your own children will make you feel guilty. Sometimes. Sometimes. But it's just like that old nursery story that said the little engine that could. You just keep saying, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Before you, the closer you get to the top, then you start saying, I know I can. I know. See, I said this one time before in another episode. You are not supposed to be a believer all of your life. At some point in time, ladies and gentlemen, you should become a knower. You should know. If you believe, people ask me all the time, do you believe in God? And I tell them no. And then the confused look comes across their face. I don't believe him because I know him to be who he says he is. Now, how would that look if I demean the one who gave me this idea, this thought that I can be an entrepreneur, that I can be a business owner, that I don't have to work for somebody else, making them a lot of money the rest of my life until I'm broke down and all I'm left as a result is to be a greeter at Walmart. To me, that would make God cruel. That would make God an asshole. If I have to go through life and that's my ending, and I have nothing to leave nobody. See, this is why you have to shed that weight sometimes, because the burden is too rich to bear. They will never get it. They will never understand it because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. It was given to you. What I am here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is if you stay with it, if the people that's in your circle stay with you, bring them along on the ride with you because they've proven themselves loyal. And they won't give you any grief. Not a true righteous one. A real true friend or a real true family, your real true circle, all they're going to do is keep encouraging you because they're going to push you. They'll push you to the next level. See, that's when you could turn around and give people a leg up and not a hand out. That's a difference between those two phrases. And they don't even expect you to do it. But you do it because they've been loyal with you. All the rest of them, they dead weight. You got to get rid of them. I can't, we as in entrepreneurs, we cannot afford for them to catch the vision 6 months down the road, a year down the road. Oh, now I see it. I put up that post with Rick Ross. Rick Ross said that. That's why I put that post up. He said, I don't need you to see it now after the money coming in. I needed you to see it then when we was trying to find out how we was going to get the money to start the business. And only the ones that saw it then, even sometimes they won't even see it. They just got faith in you because you have stood on business the whole entire time. Has it cost marriages? Yes. Has it cost relationships with children, family? Yes. Because nobody understands it. And now the turnaround to that is you have to be willing to go alone. If push comes to the shove, you got to be willing to go through it by yourself. Like the old Shaka Khan song says, through the fire. You got to be able to go through the fire by yourself because nobody else is going to understand it. Nobody else is going to see it, but they will. You know, when I come on here, not just doing these lives or doing the podcast, when I even post content on social media, I post the content on social media like I post because one, it resonates with me because I've already gone through it. I tell all of my clients the same thing. Hey, listen, I tell you guys, this is not just a broken record type of program. I tell my clients these things because I've already gone through the minefield. I can tell them where every bomb is. And I tell all of them, the first conversation you got to have is with your wife, your husband, your children. You got to sit everybody down and tell them what is about to take place. If you don't do that, and if you decide not to embark on what the God has given you, you will regret it the rest of your life. Why? Every time you go to work, you're going to say how much you hate going to work. Well, God tried to get you self-employed. Do you think you guys follow me by accident? Do you think that you tune into the show or watch my content, like and share my content by accident? No, that's because we're all on the same frequency. See, this is what Jesus was talking. Ooh, now I don't want to get religious because that's one thing that I don't do in business. But majority of my audience is Christian. So this is the same way that I am on stage. This is why Jesus said, I and my Father are one. Why? Because he was tuned in together. He had one mission and he stayed on it. Now look at what all Jesus went through. Even to the point he even told his mother, woman, you sound like a fool. Because it was going to get him off his path. Ooh. Ooh. See, when God gives it to you in your spirit, you better answer the call. Because if not, you're going to regret it. You're going to see, shoulda, woulda, coulda, woulda, had that don't count for nothing. But also it says, look at this is why Job is one of my most favorite scriptures in the book. Job lost everything in the matter of a conversation. Read that chapter. Verse after verse after verse after verse after verse. Job lost everything. But then what happened? It turned right back around and he got it all back times 7. He got back more because he stayed focused on the mission. Now, is that going to happen in your life? Yep. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen. Anybody that's an entrepreneur and doing business, has started a business, find out the horror stories. See, most of us come to business owners or entrepreneurs or people of significance or success, and we ask the wrong questions. Because we only ask the questions that led to the success. We don't ask them what they lost or what they've gone through. Let that marinate for a little bit. We don't ask them about the arguments. We don't ask them about the basketball games, the football games, the cheerleader practices, the band rehearsals. We don't ask them about the birthday parties, the vacations. We don't ask them about, man, what all did you have to sacrifice to get to where you are? That, I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, you talk to anybody in your city, anybody in your town, Bring that up in a conversation. Even the owner of the job that you work at, ask them what did they have to sacrifice in order to get to where they are. And I can bet you $1 to a dime it's not money. Money is easy to be made. I just proved that to somebody this week. Actually, I posted about it first. When I posted that content about YouTube, I just got a YouTube check. Now, but what did I had to do in order to get that? See, you saw the result or you saw the numbers. Now, let me tell you and explain how YouTube works, because I posted that for a reason. If you post your content, don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Don't worry about what nobody got to say about. Man, you be posting all the time. You stay on social media. I bet you be on your phone, blah, 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 blah. Man, get thee behind me. Because I wouldn't have had 12,000 hours of watch time. Now, granted, and what I said in that post was, it wasn't Cat Williams numbers. But you get paid by every 1,000. Every 1,000 views, you get paid. That's what they call CPM. The cost per million. And they say milli, M-I-L-L-I-E, but it's not a million, it's per thousand. So when you get paid per thousand, I had 12,900 views in the past 30 days. 12,900 watch hours. Sorry about that. 8,000 views. Now, when you really do that, that means that people, the views and the watched hours, you should see that, pay attention to that. 8,000 people, over a quarter of them watch the full entire videos on YouTube from start to finish. That's how we get paid. Now, who am I? I'm you. I come from amongst you. So what makes me any different than you? I can tell you why. I kept going. At the displeasure, at the displeasing, at the conflicting situations that was caused because nobody saw it, because nobody didn't believe it. Now, and I didn't even post, I don't post no money and all of that stuff on there. That's corny to me. But when you see the results and you know that you can get paid for doing it. Now, I would have loved to get that Club Shay Shay check. That man had, the last count that I saw was 54 million views. Now, YouTube pays out anywhere from $8 to $12 per thousand. He had 54 million the last time I saw it. And that's not even counting the little short clips that he took from that 2-hour video and cut them down to reels, 30 seconds in a minute. He got paid off for those too. So when people say you done broke the internet, you done already hit over $1 million. No. Just to have a conversation for 54 minutes. I mean, for 2 hours and 54 minutes. Now, my little content videos, because that was off of my leathercraft business. So I generally do, because I'm showing people how we make stuff in this leather business. I got over, I think it's over 1,500 followers, but I had 8,000 views. Now, again, that math should make you look at something. If I got almost 2,000 followers, I got 8,000 views and 12,000, almost 13,000 watched hours. Where did those other people come from? Ooh, this is why I tell people all the time, If you are not using social media platforms to market, advertise, and brand your business, you're doing your business a major disservice. The world literally is your oyster on social media. But people have their hang up. I don't be on social media like that. And I just posted one today. Who cares? Don't nobody care. So why should you? Why should you care about what somebody else has to say because God didn't give them the plan or the vision? Now, to get that plan and vision, you have to prepare yourself. One line that Kevin Gates says that I really love, he says, I'm built for this. I'm built for the naysayers. I'm built for the doubters. I'm built for the haters. I'm built for everybody that goes completely against what I am doing. And it doesn't bother me. I can't allow it to bother me because I know from the vision that I was given where I'm going to end up at. All I got to do is keep moving forward. And that's the same thing I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm getting ready to sign off. Keep moving forward and drop the dead weight because they're never going to get it. Nobody will. It wasn't given to them, so they don't understand it. And don't be afraid to go at it alone because, listen, one thing about having fortune and fame and money and all of that good stuff, you ain't gonna never run out of people to kick it with. You will never. But if you broke, don't nobody want to be around you when you broke. Matter of fact, actually, people hate to even see you coming because they always gonna be thinking you finna ask for some money. True story, ladies and gentlemen. I walked 7 miles. Actually, let me be specific, 6.7 miles from work to home on more than one time. One is just me and God steady feeding me. He telling me, it ain't gonna always be like this. It's not gonna always be like this. You're not gonna always be welcome. You're not gonna always have to. And the bad part about it is, you see people that you know riding right by. They won't even stop, and I still got a smile on my face. Man, I thought that was you walking. Listen, listen to how people talk. I thought that was you walking. If you thought that was me, and if you really wanted to give me a ride or really wanted to give me a helping hand, you didn't spin the block? No, they didn't, because they really don't. Because now they think that you're going to ask them for a ride every day. I'm built for this. Actually, it's helping my health. It's improving my health. Now, the first couple of days, God knows I was sore. Feet was hurting, but I'm using muscles that I haven't used in a long time. But you know what you do? Keep doing it. Get back to walking the next day. And then you start seeing, I can go down this street right here. I can cut off 10 minutes by walking down this street. This street connects to the other street. See, it starts opening up and coming to you. And then when you relate that to your business, when you keep doing your business, see, this is why I love doing it. It gets easier. The time to recuperate, even if you had to stop, the time to recoup. Oh man, well look, I already know how to run social media. I already know how to post my content and gain followers. And then when you look at it, check this out now. This is how your mind starts opening up. God literally just takes the cup of knowledge and just start pouring into your brain. All you got to do is prepare yourself for it. Well, now you're going to implement the hashtags. So those hashtags are going to take it outside of the people that just follow me, outside of those 1,200 people, almost, well, I'm going to say 12. I think it's 1,241, the last count that I had of subscribers. But I got 8,000 views. Just mathematically, that's 7,000 people that I don't even know. And they watched it to the end and gave me 12,000 hours of watch time. 12,000 hours, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of hours in 30 days. A lot of hours in 30 days. But in that transition, I know that knowledge now. So I know how to speed up and recover. I know now that I need to come in and make something every day. I know now that I need to start doing more lives to get more people to watch. More people watch, more people are open to being customers, and customers translate to revenue. That's it. 2024, no more broke. You need to put that on a sticky note. Every place that's within 3 feet of you. When you wake up in the morning, you need to put that sticky note on the inside of your door before you walk out your bedroom. No more broken 24. When you go in the bathroom to wash up, to get your morning started, it needs to be a sticky note on the mirror that says no more broke in 24. On the rearview mirror in your car, when you backing up out of your driveway, no more broke in 24. When you start to see it everywhere you look, even when you get to work, stick it on your computer or on your workstation at the job, no more broke in 24. You will start to see that your brain and your mind starts to open up, and the knowledge just starts to pour in on how you cannot be broke in 24. It's so much game out here, ladies and gentlemen. Right downstairs, right now. Tomorrow morning, I'm getting up at the crack. See, laying in bed don't make you money. I'm getting right up with the sun tomorrow, and I'm going to start. I got some end tables and coffee tables and stuff like that. I'm finna strip it because I've been seeing this game all over social media. People finding used furniture, and they making money off of it. So why can't I get some of that money? I'm going to take it, strip it, sand it all down, restain it. Boom. You guys will see it. I'm going to post it. And when I get it done, I'm going to post it. And then I'm also going to post it on Marketplace. And I'm going to post it on Craigslist. And then when it sells, I'm going to screenshot it and then come right back and tell you what I sold it for. Ooh, you'll see the befores and afters. Trust me, I'm going to do a video that's content. Because somebody right now is wondering how they can make more money. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Stop going to the check cashing places. Stop going to the pawn shops. Get off of the stool of do nothing and make it happen. Nobody cares. So why should you? Shed the dead weight. They're never going to get it. They're never going to understand it because it wasn't given to them. And don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. And don't let anybody guilt you into feeling bad. Because at some point in time, they could have been along for the ride. But doubt, disbelief, and no faith creeps in. It creeps into the most solid ones. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I thank you guys for tuning in and rocking with me this long. I really wasn't trying to be here this long. I just wanted to drop that in your spirit because that little reel with Michelle Obama, and you guys can go back and watch that. It's on my news feed, where she was really telling you something. And now imagine people on that level. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of people. That man was only a senator for one term. And then he ran for president. Now imagine that conversation with his family and loved ones. What make you think you gonna get it when Jesse didn't get it, Al Sharpton didn't get it, no other black person that ran before you did got it? What makes you think that you want to get it now? Listen here, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna drop this in your spirit too. It won't be another one after Obama. Not in my lifetime. Now imagine that conversation. And imagine the number of people that doubted, didn't have the faith, and left. They had to shed the dead weight. Because if you're not helping me, if you're not out here knocking on doors and spreading the word and getting people out here to vote and all of this kind of stuff, I don't need you. I'm pretty sure they had that conversation. And you should have the same exact conversation yourself if you're embarking on this entrepreneurial journey. That's why a lot of people don't do it. The pressure from family and loved ones, man, it makes them give up on their dream. And then it's more arguments after you done gave up on your dream because you regret every day. And then especially when you see other people that started at the same time as you, I see them now. Now me, I get energized. I get energized because literally, and you guys have heard me say this before, Brother Ben X, phenomenal young brother. Phenomenal young brother. I've even taken his course before. But Brother Ben and I started out at the same time. Started out same time. The difference is he stuck with it. He stuck with it. And then by the time that I caught back up to him, I'm seeing him all over social media now. Wait a minute, I remember that brother. Check out Brother Ben X, deep. Brother, young brother with head full of wisdom. Young. A little young whippersnapper. Got a following that's large. Got a business that's even larger. But I'm not hating. Because Brother Ben gave me the inspiration. Ooh, brother, boy, if I hadn't, see, that was the only time that I said shoulda, woulda, coulda. If I should have stuck with it, we would have been right there neck and neck. Especially with my work hustle. With the hustle that I got inside of me, ooh, boy, we would have been right there neck and neck. I'd have gave that young boy a run for his money. But now, it's like, I'm still gonna get it. Because now, new goal, new mind, new mission. I'm gonna be 7 figures in 7 years. Because that's the science. The science says that the average millionaire didn't become a millionaire until they was 57 years old. I just turned 50 last year. I'll be 51 this July. And ooh, I'm on it with a vengeance. And I'm not gonna look back. I can't. I can't look back. And I can't be worried about other people's feelings, thoughts, emotions, or whatever else. Because I'm going somewhere. And I know I'm going somewhere. And I'm not going to give up on it. Thank you guys for chilling and rocking with me. Hey, I am your favorite plug. I'm going to keep plugging you guys in with this information in order to help you be more successful. And it is my goal that you get there faster than I did. I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace. Give me my theme music like like Deion Sanders. Oh man, we had questions. Reggie Ivy, yo, what's going on, bro? Salute. Miss Core, that's Wisdom's son. Keep talking. Somebody will get it eventually. Big fact. Thank you guys for tuning in and rocking with me, man. I'll see you guys on the other side. Tune in Monday. Monday, I have the paparazzi queen herself, Miss Carol Vance, who has a large business in the paparazzi organization now. She is going to be on to the show Monday telling her story. And if that don't move you, nothing will. I'll see y'all later. Peace.